Weston here with the Hidden Gibbon, and I'm keeping my Avatar hype going. Like I said, I cannot tell you how excited I am for this set. So I've got another one for you today, and we have Mono Blue Katara Control, starring Katara, Waterbending Master. So let's get straight into it. Katara is a 1/3 for 1 blue and 1 colorless. She says, whenever you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, you get an experience counter. And whenever Katara attacks, you may draw a card for each experience counter you have. If you do so, discard a card. So the whole goal of this deck is mono blue control, right? We're just having her as the commander over the shell. Our goal is to play a lot of instants and things on our opponent's turn, whether it's countering their spells, drawing cards, etc. And making our Katara unblockable so that way she can attack in and draw us a whole bunch of cards. So we are running Narset, Parter of the Veils in this deck. As you can probably tell, we are running a bracket 4 deck with a lot of game changers in here and even one Mass Land and I'll card. I couldn't find a way to fit back to basics in because I'm running a bunch of non-basics in here. Don't want to do that. But we do have Narset, Parter of Veils. For creatures, we're running only 13. I know that's a little light, but again, it's mono blue control. Each one of these is designed to do a very specific thing. So I did put UA in here, the Moon Spirit. She is a flying vigilance waterbending 5. So waterbending is you can tap creatures and artifacts you control to help cast the spell, or pay the cost. So you may cast a non-creature spell from your hand without paying its mana cost this turn. We have Tekethal, Thrumming Bird, and Flux Channeler in here to help us proliferate, as well as Dreamtide Whale. And the goal behind this is once you get an experience counter with Katara, the more experience counters that you can gain on her, the more cards that you'll be able to cast, the higher value you get off of her. So you want to be able to proliferate. We did throw Starwinder in here, which is whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may draw that many cards. So double value off of your Katara. And then we have a bunch of unblockable creatures in here. We have Silent Hall Creeper, which can't be blocked. We have Mercurial Spelldancer, can't be blocked. We have Thrumming Bird, which flies, so a little bit of evasion there. We have our Phyrexian Metamorph that can copy any one of our spells, and we have a Blighted Agent who can't be blocked and can infect. Since we're going to do Proliferate, we may as well have one little tiny infect guy in here. For our sorceries, we're only running 6 because we want to be running more instants than sorceries in this deck. We have Contentious Plan, which draws a card and proliferates. We have Expropriate in here. We have Gitaxian Probe to be able to look at an opponent's hand and draw a card. Ponder. Tezzeret's Gambit, which draws 2 and then proliferates. And then we also have Seagate Restoration. For our instants, here's our big package, right? We're running 23 instants. We have Aether Spouts for each attacking creature. Its owner puts it on top or bottom of their library. It's a protection spell, right? We have a lot of protection in here. We have this. We have Cyclonic Rift, right? We have protection in the form of counter spells. We have an Offer You Can't Refuse, Arcane, Archmages, Counterspell, Cryptic Command. We have Force of Will, Fierce Guardianship. We have a lot of counter spells in here. And then we have cards like Experimental Augury. Look at the top 3 cards, put one of them in your hand, the rest on the bottom in any order. We have Frantic Search. We have High Tide to help us produce more mana. Prologue to Pharesis gives poison counter, draws a card. We have Rad Storm, so that way if you get that big stack, you can storm off and proliferate with it. We have Reject Imperfection, which is counter target spell. If that spell was 3 or less, proliferate. Scour to Scrap, Strix, Steady Progress, and Serum Snare. For artifacts, we are running 11. I did put Replicating Ring in this deck because of our Proliferate ability on here. We also have the Magic Mirror in here, which gets knowledge counters, which we can proliferate. The One Ring, which might just kill you if you don't get it back to your hand or do something with it, but you can proliferate the One Ring's burden counters to draw more. We have some protection in the form of Lightning Greaves and Swiftfoot Boots, and we have a Whisper Silk Cloak to be able to give our Katara unblockable. If I had to do anything, I'd probably drop the Dark Steel Reactor, although it is a win con. I would drop that or the Sapphire Medallion to put Trailblazers in here to give her non-basic land walk. For enchantments, we're running 8, most of which are going to be to make things unblockable. So we have Aether Tunnel. Enchanted creature gets +1/+0 and can't be blocked. Aqueous Form can't be blocked. And then we have Become the Pilot. So normally you would enchant a non-commander to do this, but you could also you can put it on one of your own creatures. For example, the Serpent to warp it, the Warp Serpent to draw cards and things like that. You can enchant your own non-commander creature to have it so it can't be blocked. Teferi's Ageless Insight, so you can draw more cards. Inexorable Tide proliferates. We have Spellweaver Volute. I had mentioned this card in a previous video, one where I talked about 5 strange cards in Magic the Gathering, and this was one of them. This lets you enchant instants in an opponent's graveyard, and when you play a sorcery, you can copy that. So we do have a few sorceries. For our lands, we do have Access Tunnel, Escape Tunnel, and Rogue's Passage to give our stuff unblockable. We have Academy Ruins in case we need to bring back our Whisper Silk Cloak, etc. And then we are running a bunch of islands because we are mono blue control. We have Otawara, we have some fetch lands in here to do some shuffle effects, Karn's Bastion, and Rivendell. This deck is coming in at about $800, which is pretty expensive, but you can always do more or less, right? And so yeah, that is my mono blue Katara control deck. I am so excited to see what else we're going to get from Avatar: The Last Airbender, the set. It looks like it'll be a full set of over 300 cards, which is really cool. Again, I love this show so much. I love this Universes Beyond. Like this and the Lord of the Rings UB are the UB for me. I know not everything is for everyone, but this one's for me for sure. Well, everybody, I thank you all for watching. Let me know what you think. Are you excited for Avatar: The Last Airbender for the set? Do you think it will do really well? I love it, but I don't think it'll do Final Fantasy numbers. I still think it will be amazing. Of course, let me know in the comments down below, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.